Can you learn the violin through YouTube? I mean, sure, you probably can, but should you learn the violin through YouTube? That is what I'm going to explain today. Hi violinists of YouTube, my name is Eric, I'm a violinist. Thanks for coming across the channel. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, that way you get notified for when new videos come out. Do a lot of violin tutorials such as this one to help you become a better violinist. And by subscribing, it helps out the channel to provide more videos for you. So let's answer the question. Can you learn the violin through YouTube? I mean, you probably can, right? But should you? And my answer is, well, it's complicated. Even though we have a bunch of resources for online learning now with the violin, I probably wouldn't recommend learning violin full-time through YouTube videos and tutorials. But wait, Eric, you're a violin YouTuber. What are you talking about? Well, let me explain. Even though I use YouTube for resources for my students, I still teach a big amount in person. I have about 30 students in my violin studios across multiple schools, and it's just better, it's just better to be able to teach in person because number one, use YouTube as a resource. YouTube is a great way to get ideas, to get some inspiration as to how to practice, what to practice, what certain violinists are doing. And I use YouTube to help answer any specific questions that I find in the lessons with my students, and also any specific questions that I see on Facebook, on Instagram, and other violin forums out there. And what I typically say to my students is that watch this video, use this video as a reference for this upcoming week, and we're gonna talk about this specific idea or this technique once the lesson comes around. And that to me has been very successful in my teaching. I use YouTube as a resource. If I find, not even my own video, but if I find another video that's on the platform online, that's a video and has a really good explanation, I'm gonna send it because I wanna make sure I provide as many good, valuable resources to my students as possible. And I use YouTube as one of them. Secondly, playing a musical instrument requires a lot of motivation and coaching, which you can't really get from online video, which, I mean, I can do a motivation video for you if that's what you want. If you want a motivation video, leave a comment down below and I'll send a link to you. But you want to be talking to someone in person to help identify specific problems with your playing. Because again, you could use YouTube as a reference, you could use online videos as a reference, but to get to the really specific problems of your violin playing, it will help if you have a teacher, a mentor, a coach to really help you go along. And teachers can help you solve problems with your violin technique and your violin music that could be overlooked in the practice room. I can't tell you how many times in my violin students, they're like, oh, I need to make sure I do that. And yeah, it happens all the time, but you need to have a teacher to tell you what to work on and how to work on it. Even though I'm a YouTube violinist, be sure to have a violin teacher in your corner to guide you along. In addition, there are very small nuances about violin playing that can be overlooked and you can't really describe through a YouTube video. You can't replicate a feeling on video. You just can't do it. If I'm in person, I could really describe, I can touch the student's fingers, I can say, okay, this is how you place the finger, this is how you're supposed to hold the bow, this is how the sound is supposed to be like. And you really can't catch these small nuances because once you start going into the advanced level of violin playing, there are a lot of nuances when it comes to specific finger placement, how you distribute the weight across the hand, specific techniques, how you do everything. Those specific nuances are hard to do. I mean, even for me, I'm still trying to perfect how to explain things on YouTube to teach these nuances, but I'm not there yet. And I think that as for me, for a teacher, I think music is meant to be played in person as well. It's just better to teach like that in person, teach the nuances and to receive, the instruction from your coach, your mentor, your violin teacher on how to perfect those nuances. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, I have plenty of violin YouTube videos talking about various topics, and I invite you to watch some of these videos. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications so that way you get notified for when new videos come out. Hit the like button if you like the video. Question of the day: what kind of videos do you want me to make? What kind of topics are interesting for you that haven't really been discussed on the platform? I really want to know your thoughts. Please leave your comments down below and let's get a conversation going. I'm the one that responds to every single comment, so I would love your opinion. I would love to get this conversation going. Again, if you subscribe, it helps out the channel to provide more videos for you. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.